So here's your situation. You receive your NOA2 letter from USCIS indicating that your I-129f petition for alien fiance has been approved. And you're probably wondering, what should you do next? I'm here to help. Alright, just a quick disclaimer before we start. I am not an immigration attorney, I'm just a petitioner. This is how most people do it. This is what's recommended to be by others. This is how I will do it. This is how I've done it. I've done lots of research for me and my fiance, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Maybe it will help with your application, right? But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do your own research as well. You should do your research and do not just rely on others, okay? Each application or petition is different in its own way. What works for me might not work, for you. But for the most part, what I will tell you will apply to most petitioners, if not all. Okay, so these are the next steps or phases. All right. I call this the prepare some documents phase. I highly recommend preparing these documents that I will mention to save yourself some time. I use the word some because obviously not all forms are available to get while you're in this phase. Some forms have very short expiration times, for example, police clearances from other countries. The forms that we're going to talk about in this phase are forms that either don't necessarily have an expiration date, or if they do, it's a long time before they expire. So yeah. Number 1, passport. Make sure that your beneficiary's passport is valid for at least 1 year. I know they say 6 months, but really it should be longer than that. I would even say 2 years, just in case there are delays or whatsoever. It's better to be safe than sorry. Make copies of the passport. Whatever they recommend, you must double that. Me and my fiance, we like having extra, and so she's gonna have 6 copies of her passport, and in color too, just to be safe. Number 2, NOA1 and NOA2 letters. So I had the privilege to visit my fiance last September in between our K1 visa process. So I had the opportunity to give my fiance the original copy of our NOA1 letter. I believe photocopies for both NOA1 and NOA2 letters are fine. People online have said that it worked for them. If you can give the original copies to your fiance, even better. But in our case, my fiance will have the original copy of the NOA1 letter, but then the scanned photocopy of the NOA2 letter. I do plan on visiting her after she gets her visa, when we're done with this application. When she gets her visa, I'm going to go fly to the Philippines, and then I'm basically going to take the long ride with her here back in the United States. That process can be sad, leaving your family behind. Like, she's going to leave her family in the Philippines, and I have family in the Philippines as well, but it's her first time going to a foreign country, and it's gonna be a sad day for her, although it's quite hopeful. She's excited, but you can't help but be sad, right? So that's why I plan on being with her when the time that she flies here to the United States. Number 3, petitioner's tax transcripts, W-2s, 1099s, and Paystubs. Gather every document that states how much you make or have made. I downloaded a copy of my latest 3 tax transcripts from the IRS website. You're going to need to make a new online account if you don't already have one. But yeah, I had to make my own account online, and it was pretty easy. You can do it, anybody can do it. I will also include my latest Paystubs. Number 4, 2x2 photographs. Get extra copies. Double the amount required. In our case, my fiance will bring about 10 copies of her 2x2 photographs. I believe when she does her medical in St. Luke's Medical Clinic, she will need at least 4 or 5 of them. So, we like having extras, just to be safe. Number 5, birth certificates, divorce or death certificates of previous spouses if available. Again, speaking for the Philippines, since both me and my fiance are from the Philippines, the Permanent Validity of Live Birth, Death and Marriage Act became law last July 28, 2022. That means all birth, death, and marriage certificates that are issued, signed, certified, or authenticated by the Philippine Statistic Authority, or PSA, now have permanent validity. So they don't expire. And so that's why my fiance took the initiative and got her birth certificate. Just a quick note, divorce isn't allowed in the Philippines as of now, but other countries do. If applicable to you, certainly prepare those documents as well. You know. Number 6, evidence of relationship. Gather your photos, chat logs, video call logs, remittances if you send money to your fiance, hotel bookings, flight itineraries, receipts for gifts or engagement rings. Just simply gather everything, get your hands on that will prove that your relationship is legit. Photos, photos, photos. Bring lots of them. You must overwhelm them with all the photos you can get. It doesn't hurt. You might be carrying a heavy load, carrying all those photos, but certainly can't hurt. You know. Number 7, siete. Form I-134. This form can be prepared at any time, and earlier is often better to ensure that you have all the requirements in place. I filled out this form for my beneficiary, signed it, scanned it, and then sent the PDF version to my fiance. She will then print it and then bring it with her to the U.S. Embassy interview. You know, this phase, not everyone does this. This prepare some documents phase. Not everyone will do it, but as I said, I want to be ahead of everyone, and there's nothing wrong with that. It will certainly help you out. I call this the NVC phase. The service center handling your petition will forward your petition to the National Visa Center, or NVC, in New Hampshire within 2 weeks of the approval. No further action is required in this phase, and once the NVC receives your petition from USCIS, they will send both the petitioner and beneficiary a K1-FT fee, which is also known as a welcome letter. This is what it looks like. I will show you right now what it looks like. Yeah, that's a K1-FTP letter. Check your email inboxes diligently. Check your spam folder as well. If I'm not wrong, you will get the digital copy first, and then the actual letter in the mail a couple of days later. Some people never get the physical letter, but as long as you have at least one, either the digital or physical letter, you're good. I repeat again, please check your spam folder. Mine was in the spam folder, so I didn't get a notification. I couldn't get a notification because it was in spam folder. Luckily I checked from time to time, and when I did, I found my K1-FTP letter. Right? It's really it's also a good habit to check your emails regularly while you're in the K1 visa process. You know, just check your emails. The K1-FTP letter contains your unique case number and set of instructions. You may use your NVC case number to track the status of your case right here at this link. Right here. This is the link. The links will also be in the description down below. Alright, so yeah. Your status will either say at NVC, in transit, or case ready. Quick disclaimer, if you haven't heard anything from NVC within 4 weeks of receiving an NOA2, you may send them an inquiry at, this is the link, okay? Ask them, hey, what's going on with my application? What's the status? This and that, and hopefully they'll get back with you in time, right? The next phase, I will call this the filling out your DS-160 form phase. Upon checking your status, if it says in transit or case ready, you may start filling out your State Department's DS-160 form, or the online non-immigrant visa application. This is a long form. It took me almost an hour to fill out the whole thing. They're gonna ask you a lot of basic questions, so be ready. And for some odd reason, you only have 20 minutes each time to fill out the form, and you're most likely not gonna finish it. So just click save as you go, That way the page does reset. You can always retrieve your DS-160 application by entering your application ID and providing a few details. But yeah, that's also another thing. Save your application ID. Okay. The application ID is like literally on the right side of the website when you start filling out your DS-160 form. You have about 30 days to complete your DS-160. They give you plenty of time to finish it. Please double check everything before you click submit. Don't be complacent. Just like me, I put the wrong gender for my fiance, and luckily she caught my mistake and we were able to correct it. But you know, double check everything. Each beneficiary will need their very own DS-160 form. For example, if your beneficiary will be bringing 3 children with them, as a K2 applicant, you will need to fill out 4 DS-160 forms. 1 for the beneficiary and 3 for the children. They're all beneficiaries, but you know what I mean. 1 for your fiance and then 3 for the children in that case, right? Print the barcode or confirmation code after filling out the DS-160 form. You will need this during your visa interview. So please keep it in a safe place together with all your other forms, okay? Upon successful security check for your fiance, the approved K1 visa petition is sent to the US Embassy in your fiance's home country through DHL. In my case, it will be the US Embassy in Manila, Philippines. This process may take up to 90 days or longer, depending on which embassy. Some embassies are busier than others, like the ones in the Philippines or India, so please be patient. Next, pay your visa fee. Go to ustraveldocs.com. This is the link to pay your visa fee. Again, different embassies in different countries have different ways to pay the visa fee. Please do your own research regarding how to pay your visa fee in your specific country, in the specific country of your fiance. The website will give you a set of instructions on how to do so. After paying your visa fee, please keep your receipt in a secure place. Don't lose your bank receipt. It cannot be replaced, and you will need it during the interview. Luckily for my Philippine applicant viewers, I will tell you how to pay for your visa fee. If this doesn't apply to you, you may skip to the next phase. The next phase is schedule both your medical and embassy interview. You don't have to wait for the embassy letter to proceed. Once you have your case number, which we obtained from the K1-F TP letter, you can proceed to do almost everything. Don't be waiting to be told on what to do. Take control of your K1 visa process. This is for you, alright? You must schedule a medical exam prior to your US Embassy interview. People suggest doing your medical 10 days before your interview, but some people also just have a 7-day gaps between the embassy interview and the medical interview. But always remember, the medical comes first before your embassy interview, okay? Alright, the next phase, gather your medical and embassy requirements. Each country has slightly different requirements for both the medical and US Embassy interview, so please do your own research. I cannot put all the requirements for every single country in the world, but I promise you all the information can be found online, alright? Since my fiance is from the Philippines, I'm going to show you the requirements for Filipino applicants. Treat this list as sort of a checklist. These are the documents you need for your medical exam at St. Luke's Extension Clinic, or SLEC, in Manila. Original passport. Payment receipt. You have two options. You can either pay from a security bank, or you can pay in person for your medical exam at St. Luke's. Number 3 is SLEC confirmation page. Number 4 is 2x2 ID photos. They need 4 pieces and write your name in the back, but like I said, my fiance is going to be bringing a lot more, and so yeah, no problem. Number 5, 2 copies of your passport bio page, and then 2 copies of your vaccination card or vax cert, 2 copies of your K1 FTP letter, or 8 US Embassy interview appointment confirmation. If you do not have, they will make you sign a waiver. Number 9, a copy of your DS-160 confirmation. Like I said, I made extra copies, so you may not need 2 copies of your passport bio page, but my fiance is going to bring extra copies because we like to do things safe. This is the address of SLEC, or St. Luke's Medical Center in Manila. Just right here. All the information will be in the link description down below, so don't worry. As of December 2023, these are the medical examination fees. For 15 years and older, it's 18,540 peso. This is in local currency. Okay. And if you're less than 15 years old, you're going to be paying 11,400 peso. Okay. Again, the payment options are security bank at any branch, or you could pay at the hospital. Here are some tips from other people. They said, schedule a medical exam the earliest, around 7 a.m. There's fewer people, and you should be done by around lunchtime. That way you can relax after the long, tedious process. These are the documents you need to prepare for your US Embassy interview in Manila. Number 1, DS-160 confirmation page. Number 2, original passport. Number 3, appointment letter. Number 4, form I-134. Number 5, 2x2 ID photos. Number 6, NBI clearance. Number 7, if applicable, police clearance from foreign countries where you've stayed or lived for more than 6 months. So let's say your fiance was in some other country and lived there for more than 6 months. Let's say was in Saudi Arabia or Qatar, or let's say in Taiwan, you know, working for more than 6 months, right? Working and stayed there for more than 6 months, they will need to get a police clearance from that country. So I really suggest that if your fiance, you know your fiance has been, has lived in other countries before, I suggest them getting access to the police clearance from that country, because sometimes it can take a really long time, especially for countries that don't keep records or don't make it easier for you to get records, right? Original copies of the divorce decree or death certificate, if applicable. Original copies, yeah. Number 9 is medical examination results. In the Philippines, they're going to put it in a sealed brown envelope. Do not open it. It's sealed for a reason. Do not open it. You cannot open it. Okay? If you open it, it's not valid no more. Number 10 is your MRV slip or the receipt. And then 11, original Sinomar certificate of no marriage. Alright, so like I said, you must prepare all those documents before you do your medical exam and your US Embassy interview. Next step, attend your medical exam. Your fiance must undergo a medical exam as directed by the US Embassy. The associated fee is paid in local currency and varies by location. Like I said, I'm from the Philippines. My fiance is from the Philippines. So this is the address of the medical center in the Philippines that does the US Embassy medical examination. Alright, St. Luke's Medical Center Extension Clinic, and this is the address. I repeated this like 10 times already, right, in this video. Please don't get annoyed. Unfortunately, if you cannot pass your medical exam, then you're gonna have to either reschedule or they will reschedule it automatically. Either way, I'm not sure how that works, but I'm sure the medical center will guide you through that process, and you might have to contact the embassy. But I would say it's kind of sad if you don't pass it, but they'll help you out anyways, and it's for your own good. You're gonna be okay, trust me. Everything that they're doing it's for your own good, okay? Trust me, you don't want to be in the United States and be sick, because it's so expensive here to get sick, you know. Oh goodness. The next step is, if you pass your medical exam, you must attend your US Embassy interview. Your fiance attends an interview at the US Embassy where they may be asked questions to assess the authenticity of the relationship. The petitioner is not required to attend, though it may be allowed and encouraged in some countries. If you have the privilege to do that, then be my guest, do it, you know. This is the address of the US Embassy in Manila, right here. And again, I will put the information in the description down below, okay? The next step is your visa is issued. The K1 fiance visa is placed in your fiance's passport and can be picked up on the same day or within a week. It will be delivered via courier. Courier. How do you read it? I don't know. Allowing you to purchase online tickets for travel to the United States. But like I said, in the Philippines, it's a little different. You need to do a CFO seminar, or it's called a Commission on Filipino Overseas Guidance and Counseling Program. You know, basically the aim is to protect Filipino fiancés. There have been horrible cases where, you know, where Filipinos, or not just Filipinos, but you know, your foreign fiancés have been abused physically, mentally, and, you know, just been abused by their fiancé. They thought that they were, you know, the love of their life, and they did some horrible things to their fiancés. Others got, and so this seminar is the government's reason is that you should know your rights as the Filipino going to the United States. You know, it's a new environment. You don't know anything, and so this seminar will teach you your rights and what you should do, this and that. It's a seminar, you know. I think it's like a couple hours too, so it's pretty long. And but don't think of this as like a hassle to do. It's a really good thing to do. You know, it will help you out. You know, I hope you don't ever have to use the information, but you know, you just never know. And you may know somebody that's been abused, right? And you can tell them their rights. And so, you know, it's not a hassle. It's what you gotta do. You know, we want you safe. You know, the Philippine government wants you safe. I want you safe. Your family wants you safe. So just, you know, but yeah, it's pretty easy too. You don't really have to do anything. You just sit there and, you know, watch and do the seminar, and then you'll get a stamp. Then boom, there you go. You can start purchasing tickets and all that. I would say though, don't buy your tickets yet until you do the CFO. And again, this only applies to the Philippine viewers, but don't buy your tickets first before you get your CFO, just because, you know, just in case there's a higher volume of people taking a seminar, you might not, you know what I mean, you want to get everything done before you buy the ticket. All right, and the last step is travel to the US. Your fiance has 6 months to use the visa to enter the United States. At the point of entry, or called POE, they surrender a package of documents from the US Embassy. You as a sponsor do not need to accompany them, but like I said, in our case, I will be accompanying my fiance, and I will guide her, I will help her, and I'll be there with her emotionally and physically. Like I said, not everybody has the ability to do that, but if you can, be with your fiance, because it's going to be a rough time for them. No matter how much you think how better it is, like you think that your country is like United States than their country, trust me, sometimes, a lot of times, it's not even about the country, leaving your country. It's more like leaving the people you love behind. And you know, it's tough, trust me, it's tough. I remember leaving the Philippines when I was 14 years old, you know, leaving everything, you know, just you're moving here and not knowing a single thing about the country that you're gonna be in at. It's tough. But like I said, that's why I know the feeling, and it's exciting. Like I'd say it's exciting for her, but you know, it's also can be a bit sad, and so I want to be with her, you know. And also, I guess it's a good way to for me to go back there and, you know, spend time with the family, with her family, my family, before we come back here ultimately to the United States. But yeah, there it is. Sorry for the long video. I appreciate you guys for watching, and please keep us updated with your application, and we love to hear from you guys, and we love to hear the good news and even the bad news. You know, just keep us updated. And if I may have said something wrong in this video, please correct me. I'm not perfect, you know, like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not an immigration attorney. This is not legal advice. It's just me talking, and hopefully will help you out. If you do have tips and tricks and you're from a different country that they may do it slightly different, put it in the comments as well, and you know, we'd love to hear you. All right, me and my fiance, we thank you guys for watching. And it was crazy because like oftentimes she would remind me, you know, oh hey, you got somebody commented, yeah, we should reply to them and this and that, blah blah blah. And I'll tell her, yeah, later I'll reply, babe, I'm still in school. And she will remind me again, hey, you forgot to reply. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So she's a big help, and you know, we're just happy that, you know, we're almost done. We're almost done with our process. We just paid our visa fee, and now we're gonna schedule our U.S. Embassy interview and medical interview. So we're like halfway done, you know. Although when she comes here in the United States, it's a different thing. That's a different gargantuan process as well. But we're not gonna worry about that. We're focused on getting her here, and you're probably just focused only on the process of getting your fiance to your country, which is the United States. So good luck, guys. Sorry I talked too much today, but you know, hey, this is not easy, the video stuff, man. But thanks again for watching. I apologize for looking constantly on the papers. I don't have a teleprompter, like a screen where it will show you what to say, so maybe in the future I'll invest into that, but right now the paper works, so trying to save some money. All right, bye bye.